Alrighty, here we go. Welcome to my latest stream on creating a digital garden. In this session, I'm going to be continuing my work. Last session, I had created a little bit of an identity going here with some colors, taking a look at contrast, and then defining some typography styles that I applied to my layouts. And now I'm going to take these layouts and add a bit of color in here because it's time. And also because I am really itching to start coding this. So let's get going. So first well, that shouldn't be like that. So let's fix that. Ta-da! Okay. So what am I going to start first? I think what I want to do is I am first going to define the colors of my blacks. So my blacks, I don't want it to be a full exact black. I want it to be a little bit softer for readability. And so what I'm going to take is, I think I shall take this color right here, which is this color, and I'm going to make that my black and test it out. So it's a little bit of a softer black, and let's see where we can go with that. So for now, what I will do is I'm going to call that this color. It's a little bit softer. Excellent. And then what was the way that we could create a new color from this? So let's figure that out. Let's make that. How do you do that in Figma? Before I start digging into the Figma help, color styles. How would we call this new color style? And we are going to call this, we'll call this KM text dark. Actually, we're going to call this black, and then we can start figuring out darks and lights and everything else in between. Excellent. So what I'm going to do with all these, I think I'm going to go into all these styles and apply that. How do I want to do that? Let's go into my identity and do it all at once here. I think that will be easier. So if I do that here, let's start with the smaller ones. Let's take this color, and where are my document colors? Where is that color again? I want that palette. Where is that palette? There we go, down at the bottom. That's how you find it. Excellent. And now can I take all of these at once? Can I do all of these at once? Could I? Can I take all of these at once and then apply a style? How about Control, select, move a page, create a component, copy, paste. I just want that style. So apparently it's going to make me do it by hand. Good times. Good times. There has to be a different way to do this. There has to be a better way to do this. Edit object. What a pain in the butt. That's a pain in the butt. I just want the color to be that color to be everywhere. I want that color to be everywhere. And I want that palette to show up where I need it. I don't want to create a component. We're going to go to the help now. So Figma help apply color palette. You can use color to apply paints, filler, and circs. Awesome. So let's try that first before I even start digging in. Is there a tool in here where if you edit the object, add a fill. I don't want a linear fill. I just want there we go. No, no, not my team colors. My local colors? How about that? I don't want it to be a gradient. So I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to make this. Yes, so apparently it's called local colors. So let's see if I can do all of them at once with local colors. I can. That's a lot faster. Voila. Start adding those colors in one fell swoop, and then I can go back in and start messing with colors even more. Okay, so down here, I want those colors to be awesome. Now, everything is, oops, that didn't take, but because I didn't apply it. So let's try that again. Nice. So now I have all those colors. So I shifted the blacks for my layout. I might even shift it even further. But this is a good start. Now what else could I do? I don't want my intro to change, but I could. Let's see. Everything has shifted. Let's, you know what? Will I go back inwards and outwards? Okay, so I'm going to keep, I think for now, I'm going to keep all my headings that color. I'm going to look at, for now, I think I'm going to look at the published colors and shift that to a different shade of gray. So if I do that, let's grab some of these colors and you know what? I'm going to take some of those colors and I'm going to bring it right into my components layer because I want them in there. Because I do. I'm going to bring these off the artboards just so I can see them in one place for now and start messing with things later. So let's do that over here. And then I can clean it up even further. Oops, as I start working on these components. Aha, did not take everything. So let's do that again. Let's take everything. Aha, so there, because something was not unlocked. Let's bring that over again into my components page and at least have it going here for now. Cool. So first, which one do I want first? The style I want first, here, actually, is, I'm going to start grabbing some of these styles, I think. Color styles. And back. If we edit styles, how can we add new styles at once? How about like this? What if we call this, oops, hey. How about if I control click it? Wow, Figma, you're a little slow today. You were a little slow, and I wonder if I have too many layers. Figma, do you have a limit with layers? Because you are, hi Todd, how are you? That's what I get, pick your head up, Kathleen. I'll put that chat like right in front of me so I can see you. That's a really good idea. My computer is crying a little bit. I think I have way too many layers going on in my Figma file, and I think it's not having a good time with that. So if I take this, I just want to add some of my styles. I want to select layer, group, auto, page, copy, paste. I just want that to be a style. Why can't I make that a style? I want to make that a color style. I want to make it a swatch. There we go. Thank you. All right, let's add it to the KM dark gray. And then this one is, and we will name them better later. But for now, we'll get fancier later. I'm doing well, Todd, and I have a habit of looking down at my screen and not up at the chat channel. So I'm here working on a digital garden, and I have been, I'm not sure if you followed my progress, but I've been working on, well, waiting patiently for Figma to take my styles and add them to, can I just add, is that the way to do it? I'm trying to figure out, okay, so your question is you're doing this, so you're doing the same, like working with Figma and Sketch. Okay, so the difference between Figma and Sketch, I've worked with Sketch, and Sketch is great. I have been playing with Figma because I want to learn Figma, and I'm really liking it so far. I love the way that you can make components, which is, I believe, the equivalent of symbols in Sketch. And I really like how medium gray, and I'm going to keep the names short. I believe there's like a version history in there, so I can see the versioning. I'm working right now in the browser, so I'm wondering if that's the issue of why I'm having problems right now. I like the way it has layouts. I like some certain things like auto layouts, and I like how it uses, what's the other thing I like? How you can, well, Sketch does same thing, like import, you could do text styles and stuff, but you also, I'm not sure if Sketch has the whole constraints going on. If you watch the Ryan Warner and Jason Lengstorf earlier this week did a whole Learning with Jason episode about Figma, and it was pretty cool. So I learned some new things there. This is literally, what, so 1, 2, 3, like 4th or 5th time I've been using Figma. So I think the learning curve is not that steep, but I don't know. But it seems to work pretty well, but I'm also going through a few hiccups. So so far, thumbs up. And I'm loving what it can do. Now, back to my components, because I was trying to add those colors, and I'm getting better at that. So this is, tell me, hey. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and like brute force, apparently. Figma into obeying me. Apparently, Figma doesn't want to do anything when I work with these color swatches right now. So see, it's the little flicker of like, the hamsters are tired, like the hamsters behind the scenes that are like spinning the wheels, trying to work with my file. They're getting very tired, apparently, with all the layers and everything that I have going on here. So I'm I might have to look that up. Here we go. Let's try it again. So if we click here, and we have that, there's black, dark gray, medium gray. Okay, light gray. And I will also eventually do a better naming system, but right now these are my 3 text grays. And then here are my palettes where I compared for color contrast for text according to certain sizes, and to see what I could do with some of the gradients that I have established as I've taken these gradients as inspiration from these logos that I have designed for my KathleenMcMahon.me site. And I'm using this color palette that I've had, my God, for like at least 4 years. And I'm going to take it over into this site and integrate it into my digital garden. So here's my palette. These are the gradients. I tested everything for contrast. Also in here, I also have some guidelines for myself for where the safe areas are in my gradients, where I can use large text versus regular text versus no text because of proper contrast. And I think you know, Todd, that orange is very, very hard to get proper contrast with. So I am definitely adding red values in there. And I have some red-purple gradients here, and I added a blue-purple one and more of a magenta pink, and so I'm going to get a little bit better with those. And also I was starting to play with non-text contrast to see if the borders of, especially these particular fills, what they would look like if I was working in dark mode. So this is where I am right now. Let me see if I can start adding. Oh, thank you. I'm trying my best to have a color palette that works both in light and dark mode, so I have to like minimally shift things. We shall see. We shall see. So let's add, okay, KM gradient, dark gray. And this is like, these are the ones where I started really noodling things, but here are some solids and some other ones where I could get more flats and lighter ones. But if I can start adding these in, oh, this is getting a lot better. Okay. Gradient, medium gray. Of course, my cats are meowing right now because the mighty Thor is downstairs. And he got to go outside earlier this weekend, so he is now he is anxious to go outside, but it's too late. Hey, I didn't mean to do that. It is too late in the evening for Thor to go outside because the coyotes are around here, so I am not going to lose a cat to a coyote if I can help it. So, you know what? I'm going to start calling them. I want to keep these styles. Is there a way I can do all of them at once? Yes. I want to start editing a few things. Some names, because I got into this before where I'd start naming things too long names, and it's great, but I don't want to get these names too long because this sidebar is not very wide, so I want to be able to read my palette values when I can. So those are in. Really? That was Thor galloping up the stairs. Okay, so this one, Okay, grad. Orange, red. I'm going to call it 1 because I have not figured out a good naming convention for this yet. But I think I'm okay with certain things in here, so I'm just going to grab a few of these because some of these are definitely variants, so I don't want to go too wild with this. Grad, I'm going to call it purple red. Get fancier names later. And this one is all regular styles. So as you can see here, this area here, I can do all text sizes. Here I have to do large. So I think what I may do is I might take this one and rename it. I'm going to rename it I'll rename it later, but I want it to be like large text. So we could do things like this and then figure out later and clean things up more. Apparently it didn't like the names. Okay. All text. That's getting really long again, but we'll just call it reg. There we go. This is very similar, but it's very subtle, so I might grab this one as well. Grad, KM, grad, purple, red, reg, subtle, because let's make long names again. Let's do it. Oops. Getting used to the UI here. So grad, magenta, and it's going to be like large text. And this one is just. I'm interested to see if the gradient stops stick when I change when I define these color shades. So I will show you what I mean in a second, Todd. If you're, yeah, I will show you in a second what I mean. Purple, violet, and I think so. What's going on here? Oh yeah, see, there it is. If you look here, if I double click here, come on. There's the style, but if we take this, if I edit it, right, if you look, it's only grabbing part of this gradient. And what I had in here was, if you look at my identity over here, sorry for scrolling so fast. If you notice here, oh, it's because Figma is very, very, very tired. You usually would see the handles where I put the gradients in here, like from the top to the bottom. And right now it's just not, it's not showing that as I'd like to show you, Todd. So apparently that's the one thing that I am having mixed results with in Figma. You could usually see the color stops and where you have scaled them up and down, but apparently not right now. So I'm going to, wow. Yeah, there it is. See, after a long delay, you can see that I really stretched this out. But when I defined this gradient in the styles, take a look at that. It's, you know, I'm curious to see if I want to apply a new rectangle right here, for example, for grins. And if I add something in here, what if I want to add, come on, Figma. Figma is crying. I think I'm going to have to download the desktop version. And see what, I'm going to grab this one and see if it applies. It does. Oh, this is great. Okay, so one thing, this is nice. So you define, if you defined your gradient here, which is nice, is even though the color stop is further above and below this actual masked area of the gradient, it looks like Figma remembers that. Awesome. So that's cool. The fact that Figma is crying right now from all my styles, not as cool, but then I can start adding some more things in here and see where we can go with that in terms of colors. So here are their styles, but I'm going to go back to the components. And what I want for here is for fill, I am going to let Figma do its thing. Wake up, Figma. There we go. I want to take the medium gray, because the medium gray, if I double check my medium gray with my color contrast analyzer, because I have to do this, is against white 4.5 to 1. So still good. But let's double check that one more time. Back to our components. We are at 100%. I might have to beef up this. Well, this text technically is, it is, oh, that's why. So this, I can't go with this. It's okay. This text is not 18.5 pixels. This is 16 pixels. So because of that, I can't, this is too light. This is too light for what I need to do. Even eyeballing it, I can tell. So if this is 14 pixels, we cannot do this unless everything was bold. Well, yeah, 18.5. Yeah, 14 pixels bold. This would work, but this will not work. So what I'm going to do instead is grab this, and instead of that, I'm going to pick the darker one. So it's a little more subtle. I might pull in a color afterwards, but for now, I think I'm gonna make this a different color instead. So you have a little bit of subtleness going on, but I don't want to mess with, let's see what color I want instead. You know what? I want a color, and will it let me eyedropper the color? That's what I want. Let's grade a color because I didn't do all my solids. Once Figma decides it wants to behave. There we go. Awesome. So I want, let's double check. I want, so these will all work at all colors. I think I want, all the choices. I'm not sure if this will be too lurid though. So let's see how we go for here. We're going to do that. Wow. All right, let's see how this looks on the layout. Not sure how I feel about that, but it could work. But let's play with it a little bit. If Figma would behave. It's quite a vibrant lovely purple going on here. That was unexpected, but sure. So I like that color better. So I'm just like dialing in the color a little bit better. And then I'm probably going to do some CSS to figure out what I want to do instead. Do I want to get softer instead of very vibey? I could. But I think I will take this one first. I'm going to grab this one and then start messing with it again. Hey, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So if I take this, it's getting into the mud, but it would look nice under a light background. But and this gets a very bright. But I can still start messing with some of the colors here. I like that color, I think. I'm going to play with it, see what I like. So there's some interesting ways you can start playing with the colors and see what we can do with it. Just start exploring different color values. And be patient with Figma. Click again, wait for the UI to come up. Hooray! We could go more red. Yeah. We could go more blue. We could go even deeper purple like that. That's kind of interesting. So I could try this kind of thing. It's almost like a gradient too, but I don't think I want to go like that. You could get really fancy with CSS for that, but I think we could confuse our users if we did that. I am rambling. But if I do something like this, and that color, that size is 16. Okay, so we definitely have to have a little bit higher contrast. Let's grab the swatch. Actually, we can't grab a swatch because they're all gradients right now. And I'm going to be time boxing myself, so I will only be on here an hour this time. I was on last night for 3 hours, put my head down, and there it was. 3 hours later, I was still going at this. And I think I'm going to make that a bolder font as well. But we could also do something like, here comes Otis. Could do something like that. That's a nice purple. And then I'm going to edit that for a second because I want it to be bold. I'm also going to make it medium later, but right now in Figma, it's taking certain fonts that I have apparently in Figma, but they don't have the stuff that I'm using in Adobe Typekit, and I will figure that part out later. This is kind of nice. It's a good start. I want it to be very obvious that I have some links going on here. I think the bottom purple so far is my favorite for this, maybe. I'm going to get fancy with the underlines. I will use some of those newer underline. It's not just the standard one that's available for the IE11 fallback, but something for the more modern ones that you've seen on the sites like Wired or anywhere else where I forget the name of the CSS property, but I think I'm going to do something like something fancy like that. But while I'm here, because this should be an iterative process, I'm going to figure out some looks for links. I think I'll start looking at header and footer and then come back to this tomorrow and finish up a few things like for icons and cards, because I really want to get coding and then like polish it even further. So what I could do is, I don't like black and gray next to each other like that, but I can work on that. I mean purple and black, gray black like this. But let's dive over for a second to the header. Let's say we have this header, and that's the wireframe version. Let's make Figma cry a little bit more. If I call this like if I just rename these are the wireframe versions, so I can always go back. Same with the footers. Rename those, and then I can we'll go back in and rename the layers as well, because also apparently I can't spell sometimes. Looks like I'm eventually going to be, yeah, I'm definitely going to be using the desktop version, because this is just painful. Come on. Come on. Allow me to rename my layers, please. There we go. And I'm doing some designs for breakpoints. I'm not really a fan of like static breakpoints, but here I'm just seeing what I can do to minimize the breakpoints where things change. So I do want to look, that is for a minimum 320 width, and then around like 660, and then medium breakpoint, which is above 660, and the content doesn't get too wide for readability. So I'm not going to have the content go wider than about 800 pixels. So it is readable in a nice chunk. So while we're here, let's grab my logo, and then figure out how this works. So first we could have something like this. And how did I do it? See, this logo was done originally for a business card and for this particular site. So I want to bring that in still a little bit here. And I think I got that. And I also want to skip to main link here that will be exposed on the mobile viewport, because I don't want anyone to, I want just always exposed, just because you're relying on touch here. Also here, this particular component, let me see if I can detach the instance. Yes. What's nice about this is I was inspired by an exposed skip to main link by Scott O'Hara's site. So that is why I have that here. Also, the minimum height of this has a nice touch area. So I think I'm going to make this, bigger. Hey, using the K, type in the K keyboard, key command, and there. Have it a little bit bigger. I haven't decided if the background of this will be, what color it will be. Hey, but I will make a rectangle and pretend that I didn't screw up my frames. There we go. I'll call this the background. Hello. Okay, call this the background. Let's make it white because I want a white background. I could make it a different color, but I want to pop it off of this logo, so I think I like the white here. But I'll come back to that because I always change my mind on things apparently. So this fill, well, this is going to be the touch area. So what I'm going to do is I don't necessarily need to have this visible like this, but this will be the active area where someone touches. And this is, when you press it, it will change color in this particular area. So I can think about that when I start working on interactive states designs. Hey, have a good night, Todd. It was thanks for stopping by. Okay, so here we go. All right. What do I do for colors here? Well, we need one that has non-text contrast. I bet you, potentially I could do this one. But let's see. I bet you I don't, but we can try. Nope, not dark enough. Let's try again. Yeah, there we go. There's the color we could use. So for now, I could have no fill. Could have a background there if we want to. And I'm gonna think through that part, but I do want a skip to main link here, and I do want it to have a decent color. I'm still in my purple phase, but you can also do, I can also do this color if I wanted to. Or this color. This color could work really nicely. Let's do that for now. And while I'm at it, I'm going to turn off that button for now, button background. And well, it's not a button, it is a link, because this is what we're doing. We are using a link. Let's work on another one here. Same. We'll make it a little bit bigger, and we're going to do some of the same things here. So, plus we should have the border. Well, this will still be mobile. So once we get to here, it'll be visible on focus versus here just visible. I might name it jump instead of skip, because words. So while I'm here, I'm going to, what is the command for detach? Command Option B. So this one, I'm going to Option Command K and make it a symbol. Make another, a component, and I'm going to call it header small instead of wireframe now, because this is the polished version. And this one as well, and Figma is going to eventually wake up and allow me to do this again here, and I'm going to call it wireframe small because this will be the polished version. And we'll do another one here. And I'm going to move these down a little bit. There. Okay. And we're going to take this one and detach it from the symbol, or the component. And then we're going to make a new component, and we're going to polish this one up as well. Okay. So let's grab this over here. And put it above it. And we're also going to detach everything again, because apparently I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have made a symbol too early like that, because I need to do some things. Hello. Can I undo these things? Apparently not, so how about deleting them? Fine. We'll do it that way instead. Don't make your symbols too early, apparently. Apparently. Hey. Apparently this will not let me. How do I detach a component? I don't want to control. How about flatten? Nope, I don't want to flatten it. I want to undo it. Undo it. Apparently it's not going to let me do it that way, so I have to do it. That's inconvenient. Now let's make it again. Okay. Okay. I wonder if I can, I'll try to mask that later. I can mask that later. How about that? Let's do that instead. Is there a way I can make a mask? Let's do that. Let's see if I can do that. How about, nope. I want to make that a mask. Intersect? Nope. Can I, how about I take these out of here, and then can I use as mask? No. Okay. How about this one? Can I use this one as mask? Maybe I have to put it on top of the logo. How about that? Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Let's double check something. Now let's try it. Nope. Subtract selection? No. Okay. So if we extract, how about intersect? No. Okay, how about exclude? That's kind of cool, but not what I wanted. But you know what? I'll use that for later. That could have uses. That could have really cool uses for something. But not what I needed. Not what I needed. How I'll use this mask. It worked, but in order to use the mask, maybe I have to have no fill? Let's try that. No. Use this mask. No. Okay, I just wanted to mask that part out. How can you mask something? How about let's do it the other way? Let's mask out that part. Nope. How about exclude selection? Subtract selection. Am I going to have to go into Illustrator? I think I will. Oh, wow. You are freaking out on me, Figma. No. Come on. What? What happened? Oh, you are crying. Crying. Making me cry. Oh, I am totally getting the desktop version right now because I don't know what happened. Multiple undos. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. No. How about intersect? No. How about exclude again? No. How about subtract the front? Almost. How did that work? Use this mask. Why won't it let me use this as a mask? I will figure that part out later. Okay, a little too much down the rabbit hole because I can mask that in CSS. So I'm just going to do that. But that is a nice little discovery. So I think I'll play with that later. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with this Figma. I will figure that part out later. So I don't need that. But I do need this over here. I don't need it as part of, like, I don't need it masked like that. Hey. There we go. So let's do it this way, where we have the header wireframes, and for now we're going to lock those because you don't need to worry about those. And then we're going to take this and I'm going to stretch this a little bit. Let's do it that way. Making it a little bit smaller. All right, this one is still going to make it a little bit bigger, just a hair. Yeah, that's nice. Hi, Thor. You're a good boy. And this is Thor, finally coming to visit. You're such a good boy. All right, see you later. Now, if I'm doing this, why is my header wireframe? There it is. I don't need that. It doesn't need to be fixed anymore. Ah, that's why. And I also need one of these over here. And I'm going to make it 70 instead of 60. I'll figure out the rest if I want to massage the size of the header, but I kind of like it this size. Hey, please behave. There we go. And this, I'll take it and put it over here. Now we'll put it over here. Nice. And then we're going to make this just header small, not wireframe anymore. And we shall make it a symbol again. Option Command K. Sweet. And one more. And then I'll mess a little bit with the wireframe. Excuse me, for the footer afterwards. But for now, header, small. Do we name it right? Header extra small, header small. Nice. Page title, card with image. Let's bring these down. Nice. footers, all our symbols in one place. Everything is so neat. Close all the things. I don't know why I'm doing this, because I just need a mental break from doing all the other stuff. So, all right. So this one, if we call it header medium, and this one is header small, and it's named as it should be. Well, this component has, okay, so we're going to have a description. Header small. So it's interesting that you don't need to have you can have a description and the name of the component and then description. And I will look up the difference later. But now that we're here, where is that KM logo? That needs to go above the medium. And it doesn't need to go in there. It's going to go here. And we're going to make it even there. Having a good time with logo scaling. Good times. All right. Decide placement later. We don't need a fixed skip link. Logo. We'll grab the size of this header, move it over here into the medium header. And take this background, make it the right size. Cool. We're going to have a 100 pixel high header here. If it decides to do what, oops, that's not what I meant to do. I want it to be 100 pixels high. Hey Figma, wake up. Fine, gonna make me do it by hand. I don't know why, but fine. 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 Call it BG for a background. I don't know why things are not going the way we want them to go. So I'm a little upset. This is, all right, why? Come on. Ugh. This is the head. This goes here. This goes away. This can go here. You don't need that frame. I don't know why that frame got in here. Obviously, I'm not very consistent with wording, so we'll figure that out afterwards when I build it. But for now, we shall. Okay. It should be centered. And we'll make the stroke the same color as the text for now. Or, you know, I could put it on the right element. How about that? Okay. So for some reason, I have things not the way I want them to be. I also want that color to be this pink that I like. And then I'm going to grab this one, it's going to go away. And this one, I'm going to make the background that, and then the fill. You know what? This is where I'm going to add one of these fancies. Or I'm going to do that one because that would be rad. And then this can be white because fun times. And we can get fancy. Let's start working on some things like ooh, let's do a border radius of 4, and then we'll figure that part out later. But it's looking a lot nicer. Isn't that nicer? That's a lot better. Okay. While we're here, let's do a quick little... Oh, wait. Let's make it a symbol. I mean, a component. And we're going to call it heading medium. And then I'm going to call it here also cool. Awesome. And then I can figure out if I want to do, instead of a linear, I might do a radial gradient, but for now this is working. This is working for me. I'm going to save, and then Figma's going to tell me, we already save your work. I understand that, but at the moment, you're not giving me the love I need. So I'm going to do it my way instead. I'm going to break these apart, move these down so we can have a little more space. 1, 2, 3. Lock them back up. And then I think I'm going to use one of my neutrals. I'm going to use one of my neutrals down here. I'm going to use that one. Or instead, I'm going to use, kind of like that one better. I like that one. KM, grad, lightest gray for now. I wonder if I want to add that one instead. Apparently it works, but it's not taking what I want it to do. What if I want to edit that? Yeah. Kind of like that, but I think I'm going to start noodling with this puppy. I'm going to start noodling with this because I can. Super, super, super subtle. Yeah. It's kind of a nice blue-gray. Of the subtlest blue-grays that you could do. Then I will take these links for now, and I'm going to make this color That one. Yeah, I'm going to use those colors. Nope, too small. Let's try that again. It actually might be too blue for what I'm trying to do, so I'm probably going to mess with that. I still kind of like it, but I want to play with the contrast a bit. So if this color that's not it. So this color against this color, it's 5.7. That's a nice high contrast, which means what if I want to get that a little bit darker? Actually, what if I want that to be even lighter? And then this one, I still want to have that, I want to have that 4 to 1, 4.5 to 1. So if I do this, and I take this one and do this a bit, yeah, so I could take this here and I could make that color whatever color I want here. Five, 6, 5C6, because typing is hard for me tonight. Now, if I make a new color, KM, red light, ah, 01, good lord, what a naming convention. Whoops. Nope. That one. How about grab one of these? Still working through these. Okay. And now we can rename that puppy. It's kind of nice. I'm still not sure about that light gray. It's still a little blue to me, but it could look nicer. Okay, so that let's add the right color that I want. And here, I'm going to make sure it's that. And now it's a lot easier to do what I wanted to do. There. Take it. Take the colors. Take the colors. Take the colors. All right. Almost done. Oh, make this a component again. Rename it. And do this last one. Do this last one. Add that. Add the colors for the text. Okay, so we have, oh, and make it a component. Okay, so we have our things. It's good for now. And then let's look at our layouts to see. All right, let's start swapping some things in for grids. And we'll do the nav later. So let's do header, header small. Header, it should be extra small. Header extra small. That's interesting. That didn't take the way I wanted to take it. Let's go back to our components for a second. Hey, no wonder why. Where's my thing? Let's grab this one. Put that in here. Let's figure that out. Whoops. That's not what I meant. Let's figure that out again. Whoopsie. That's not what I wanted. Okay, let's try that. Header, extra small. That's better. Now let's go back to our layouts. And that's better. All right, one. Let's do the same here. 2. Swap these in. Last one here for the extra small breakpoint. And do this for the small breakpoints. Good thing I don't know how to name consistently tonight. I'll go back and fix that. Still looking, I'm really, really happy with how this is shaping up. So that's good. And a few more. For the small breakpoint. And then finish up with the medium breakpoint. I do have to get better with naming conventions. The colors are coming in nicely. Don't want to do too much with the color because I don't want to detract from an open look. So it's nice to add just a consistent header and then figure out the rest once we get closer to adding in the nav and everything else and look at the overall visual balance of the layout. Okay. So now we have some headers. Well, it's starting to look a lot better. A lot better. So now, survey says, how does that blue look? Still too blue for me. It is too blue for me. So I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. But I think I'm going to fix it once I get some other stuff in there because I still want it to be like a gray. I still want it to be a gray. Because now that pink, I mean, yeah, it's looking pinky right now. So I need to work on a few things here when everything's in context. Footer small. Footer small. Add those in. Love components this way. Footer medium. Medium. It's that gray that's competing right now. But I think I might just do a border above it. I think I might just do that. Footer medium. Well, one, it's a footer. Two, it's just too colorful. It's just too colorful. First of all, this color is too saturated. And so is this one. I mean, that looks better, but I still want it to be less. That looks better to me, and I think I want it to be a flat color. I think I'm going to add that color at some point. And if I take this and I want to add this KM blue-gray lightest, and then I will work on it later. Because I really think I would prefer something else instead of a color down there. I think what I want instead is a nice gradient. Could do that. I could take that, and if I edit it, if I edit the gradient, paint bucket, drawing tools, blend tools. What's the band tool? What if I want it to do something else? Like, what if I just want to take the gradient tool and do my thing? Why won't it let me do my thing? My paint bucket. I wonder if just like, can I like take something here and break it and then take this and make it yeah. Like that. I mean, that could work. Done. And what if I took that nope. What if I took that If I took that, made it a grad cores purple, perp magenta, perp red, red. Let's try that. And then I'll rename it and group it later. But for now, what if I took this? Well, what does it look like? Because I need to, hey, I didn't, that's interesting. There we go. Oh yes, over there, there's some of my artwork that I'll be using. That's what that's about. That's what that is about. But this is kind of nice. It has a lot of progress. I think I'm going to stop for now because yet again, here I am, 1.5 hours in on this design, and I'm going to stop while I'm ahead and then I think work on the nav, work on the footer, and then massage the middle a bit. Then bring it into the browser. So I think that will be a better way to see how this will look for what I need. So yes, here we are. This is the progress that I have made with this, with my site, my digital garden, and I have softened the blacks. I have made, converted the wireframe headers to more styled headers, and now, that's interesting. How did that get in there? Oh, and now let's put that, let's put these in where they belong. There's the masking that I wanted. Cool. There's a lot of progress, and I will be continuing with this work with noodling on the colors, and then I will start bringing this into the browser and see what else I can do with this styling. So thank you for joining this stream about my digital garden creation process. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.